Okay, back again for the third time tonight doing State of the Franchise on Marvel. Now, Marvel action figures have been produced. The first ones were produced roughly in the mid 70s, mid to late 70s, along with DC toys or DC characters in the world's greatest superhero toy line by Mego. They went bankrupt in '84. Marvel and DC went to competing toy companies. Marvel to Mattel, Kenner to or DC to Kenner, and DC had the Superpowers line, and Marvel had the Secret Wars line. Secret Wars lost, and Superpowers ended up being the better toy line. And go look up the toy lines, and you'll see why. Then Toy Biz picked up the rights for Marvel toy or DC toys and used recastings of the old molds from the Superpowers line to produce a series of DC toys, or a couple of series. Unfortunately, it didn't really go over very well, and Hasbro ended up getting the toy licensing back for the rest of the Batman movies, and that ended Toy Biz's flirtation with producing DC toys. They then went on to produce Marvel toys, and that was where the Marvel license happily resided up until 2006, when it was announced that in 2007, much to the annoyance of all of us Marvel fans, that Hasbro had bought the rights to the toys. Um, and It's been a little rocky. I'm going to be honest. This here is a last series release of the Marvel Legends by Toy Biz. And you'll note all the articulation. He has the double articulated knees, he has the double articulated elbows, he's got the shoulder articulation, though on Captain Marvel it's really not a whole lot. You got the toes, the fingers, everything that you would want articulated on a toy is articulated in this toy. Then we have Prince Namor, the Submariner, who was released in the Fantastic Four Legends. And you can see already they've removed so much articulation. They put in the little up of the top torso articulation, but they removed the full waist. They ball jointed the head. That's all right. But they removed one of the elbow joints, took out the swivel joint up here. Um, they did articulate the hands some, but not a lot. And they took away the finger articulation. They took away the toe articulation. They took away this double knee. They took away the swivel and mid knee, or right at the thigh, top of the thigh. They did a lot to butcher these toys, and they basically used a lot of the technology or the innovation of the Marvel Legends articulation in their other toy lines like G.I. Joe and things, where the double knee is now prevalent in a lot of the toys. But Hasbro doesn't do this with all their toys. And that's kind of what's frustrating is if you get used to this basic model, which isn't really that bad for a toy, um, then you end up with something like this that has all the doubles, or the double knee, the double elbow, the hand, everything's there on this guy. They spared no expense, and it created a fantastic figure. He's got this rubbery feeling coat, um, highly detailed, and it's a great figure. But the consistency isn't there. If they produced every figure like this, no one would complain. He's even got the grittier look. Just to further show my point, and this is one of the few instances where Hasbro didn't dull down the articulation of a toy. This is the second series Marvel Legends Doctor Doom. This is the Fantastic Four Legends Doctor Doom. The detail actually looks a little better in this one. You can see the gold chain. The face is where the real detail is. The fact that the mask has the eye holes cut out, and you can actually see the eyes of the Doom head underneath, is really fantastic. He's really dynamic looking. He looks real good. This one, not so much. But this was the second series Marvel Legend toy, so they were still experimenting at the time. He's got a lot of articulation. He's got the finger articulation. He's got the toe articulation. So there are a couple extra points of articulation, but the face while it's more detailed, it's not the right kind of detail, but it looks really good. It looks dark and creepy. That's the thing about the Toy Biz Marvel Legends was that they had a darker tone than these brighter colored Marvel Legends. And I know that the light doesn't really show it, but believe me when I say that this Doom right here is a far brighter specimen than this much duller, much darker looking Doctor Doom here. Now, the chief problem I have with Marvel Legends, the Hasbro Marvel Legends, is the Build-A-Figures. And I'm going to show you why here. Just a second. Ah, here we have a recent Build-A-Figure. One of the more recent Build-A-Figures is Ronan here, Ronan the Accuser. Had to buy 8 toys to build this son of a bitch, and he's, you know, this tall, which is, as you can see, not a whole lot taller than the regular figure. But more importantly, I had to buy this big piece of crap to build this toy at $10. The toy I had to buy is bigger than the toy I built. That's a little frustrating. Now, up until that stupid Mr. Fantastic, this was this was the tallest and biggest Marvel Legends figure released in the BAF line, a Build-A-Figure line. And here's who he built. This is who he built. Right here. Apocalypse here. Now, I mean, he stands the size of his leg is the size of the toy. And that's how a Build-A-Figure should be. It should be, I paid $8 for this guy and got Build-A-Figure that's worth building. There's something to him. Now, another example of that is the Brood Queen here, which is a bulky toy. It is weighty. I can understand them not wanting to do a deluxe boxed Brood Queen. So I'm going to let this one slide a little bit. But in the same tone as the Ronin, here's Danger. And if you look, the wingspan of Danger covers pretty much the entire length of the Brood Queen. So, still again, the regular figure ended up larger than the figure I was building. And that's frustrating because you're charging me an extra $2 to build a smaller figure. You're packing less plastic in the bubble. And on top of that, you're releasing toys that are bigger than the figure you're building. And it's dumb. Who wants to build a smaller figure? Now, they are rectifying this a bit. The Hulk Legends line that is coming out should be out on shelves now or pretty soon. You build a Fin Fang Foom who's, I think, like 16 inches tall. And that's what I'm talking about. If Marvel Legends keeps doing things like that, that's great. That's the type of Build-A-Figure I want. Um, Now, the next series of actual Marvel Legends won't even be out until I think sometime late fall, early winter. We've been waiting on them for, well, the entire year. They were supposed to be out at the beginning of this year and never came out. But it's a Build a Holocaust or Dark Nemesis, whatever they're going to call him. It looks real good, but he's probably going to be, a smaller size Build-A-Figure, like at 7.5, 8 inches. So it's going to be kind of dumb. I want to see bigger figures being built out of these Build-A-Figures. I want more bang for my buck. If I'm paying $2 more, I want to get something that I feel was worth that extra $2. Anyway, that's my feelings on Marvel Legends. As long as they keep releasing Marvel characters that I need in my collection, I'll keep buying them, and I'll just keep complaining about the crappy articulation or whatever the problem is with the figure as I get them. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Marvel. Until next time, Marvel fans, Excelsior.